This week on Wildcat News, we learn more about living during COVID-19 throughout the past year and a special year in review feature. All these stories and more coming up because Wildcat News starts now. Good morning, West Johnston. I'm Miranda Bean. March 13th marked the one-year date since the nation was first widely impacted by the COVID-19 virus. Allison Wade and Catherine Green report.
Recently, the nation passed the one-year mark at the beginning of the COVID-19 shutdown. Since the beginning of the 2021 school year in August, students and staff have been continuously learning in a virtual school format. History teacher Colleen Bonner explains the mental and emotional struggles of online learning for teachers.
There's no, hey, school has ended, I'll see you tomorrow. If you have an email, email me by 4 or 5. I'm getting emails at 8 o'clock at night. I'm getting emails over the weekend. It's like, I can only do so much. I have 84 kids and so much makeup work coming and everything else. And they were like, well, where's my grade? I'm like, I can't do that and have to get pulled to cover somebody's class and then have to do an IEP meeting. So I think the kids have to realize, and the parents especially, we're human beings.
Freshman Eva Stevenson started high school in August and shares her experience as a freshman during the pandemic.
You got to miss out on a lot of things in school. I mean, it's kind of disappointing that in high school, your first year, you didn't get to experience those things. They're letting kids go to the games now, but earlier you couldn't go. And also a lot of clubs, they're not doing stuff because of COVID. And so that's kind of disappointing that you don't get to do those things.
Around October 19th, the school board moved to a Plan B model, introducing students and staff to a hybrid schedule of face-to-face and virtual learning. Sophomore Grayson Gibbs explains how online learning has affected him.
I was expecting the classes to get more difficult. They have, but they're not as difficult as I was expecting. They're doable. I have had to set aside more time on the side to make sure I have everything set up for school and making sure everything's charged the next day, because if I don't have those things, it's more difficult.
Despite most events being canceled during the first semester, senior Colby Ellis is thankful for events that have been created for students throughout the year.
Senior Sunrise was really, really fun. It was cool to go there and see everybody. I remember that night I slept for 30 minutes, but I was like, I gotta go to Senior Sunrise. I gotta see everybody. And so I got up, and it was cool to see everybody again for what it was worth. The school's just trying to make it to where we can enjoy it as much as we can rather than just cancel everything. They're trying to kind of make exceptions and do what they can to help us enjoy our last year. I think I'm all for it.
After-school activities have faced many schedule changes due to COVID-19 restrictions. Gibbs says these changes have stopped him from joining new programs.
Marching band I was able to do virtually, but since they moved the season and it interfered with swim, I had a commitment to swim, so I missed out on the marching band.
Junior Lily Harrison feels the shutdown has affected students beyond the classroom.
Having this new experience, it's really changed a lot of people and everyone's personalities even, and not even in a bad way. It has helped many people find themselves, which is really good. So it's good and bad in some ways because people really need to get out sometimes.
Several sports seasons, including football, have been moved to accommodate the pandemic. In addition to the schedule changes, spectators' numbers have been limited until recently. Ellis shares how these changes have affected the football team.
Definitely, I've noticed since I've played without spectators, it's a completely different game, and you can it's a lot more of a mental game whenever there's not a lot of people out there, because you can make a big play and the stands are full and everybody's cheering for you, and that's kind of a big confidence booster, and you're like, okay, I can handle this, I know what I'm doing, I've practiced for this. But now it's you can make a big play and know that you made a big play, but you kind of don't have that reassurance there that everybody's excited for you and stuff like that. And I know a lot of my friends who don't play football were really, really hoping that we'd be able to have more spectators, and luckily our stadium holds 1,100, I think is the 30%. So that's really, really good, and I'm really excited about it. I think it's going to kind of bring everybody back together somewhat.
Recently, the school announced prom would be exclusive to the senior class. Harrison shares how the new rule of attendance for prom has affected underclassmen.
homecoming or prom, like the normal things that we get to do, like school activities, due to COVID, which is sad, but it's like the new normal now. The new rule about seniors going to the prom didn't really affect me because my boyfriend is a senior, so I still am able to go, but it affects my friends because I'm not gonna be able to see them at the prom because they're not gonna be able to go. So I guess it does affect me since I'm not gonna be able to see my friends, but I still get to go, which is really nice.
Bonner and Stevenson share their hopes for the end of the semester and next school year.
I want everybody to be healthy. I want everybody to be safe, but God, I'm like the idea of we're having prom. I was so happy. And you're going to have graduation. I get to see everybody. I haven't seen my homeroom. I've had them since they were freshmen. I haven't seen them since March of last year.
Hopefully COVID dials down and like we can start going back to school like the full week. A lot of the school like activities and like clubs opening back up.
I'm Catherine Green.
And I'm Allison Wade, Wildcat News.
Thanks, Catherine and Allison. Well, that's all for us this week. If you have any comments, questions, or story leads, email us at wjstudentmedia@gmail.com or send us a tweet at wjstudentmedia. And if you want to watch Wildcat News at home, on the go, or catch up on past episodes, subscribe to our YouTube channel. I'm Miranda Bean. Thanks for watching and have a great week.